Hi and welcome to this next Sunday stretching session. So we're going to take it nice and gently, 20-25 minutes, something like that I reckon, just to try and stretch and relax and loosen everything back up after the week of training or whatever you've been doing. And you just need to kind of open everything back up, okay? Always say this at the start of every session: I'm not a yoga instructor, I'm not a pilates instructor, I'm a personal trainer and fitness tutor with a knowledge of how the body works and what we're doing. So we're just going to look for kind of movement-based ways that we can open the joints, open the muscles, restore that movement and get ready to get back to work as normal. Okay, so all I want you to do to start with, just stand nice and tall, shake your arms and legs loose, and then standing up, all I want you to do, bring your left ear towards your left shoulder, left hand on top of your head, and we're not pulling into it, we're just letting the weight of your arm pull into that stretch. We're letting gravity do the work today, okay? We've done all the work through the other training sessions, gravity can do it all today. So as the weight of your arm is pulling your head over, you should feel it stretch down the side of your neck, okay? Just let it go a little bit further, 2, 1, and relax. Let your hand off. Slowly bring your head up, and then let's go the other way. Take your right ear towards your right shoulder, hand on top. Again, just let gravity do the work. Open that stretch off the side of the neck. Just let it pull through. So gravity is going to pull your arm down. It's going to pull your head over to the side. 3, 2, and relax. Let that hand go. Slowly bring yourself up. This time we're going to do much the same, but I want you to turn your head in slightly as well. Almost, only way to think of it, almost as if you're trying to sniff your own armpit. Okay, so you turn your head in, hand on the back of the head, just let it pull down and across, gravity doing the work. You'll feel the stretch. Side of the neck, maybe down the back slightly as well. Just let it pull over on its own. And relax. Bring your hand down, slowly come up, back to the center, and then go the other way. Chin down, head down, hand on the back of your head, and just let it pull itself in. Feel that stretch, just start to open around the neck, back of the shoulders, and relax, let it go. Come back to the center. So the last one we're going to do here, one hand on the back of the head, other hand on the back of that, chin to your chest, just let your arms drop down in front of you, and just let it pull you forward slightly. Feel that stretch run down the back of your neck, back of the shoulders. And then let it go. Bring yourself up. Okay, so I want you to take your feet just past shoulder width. I'll take it nice and wide. Just a little bend in the knee. And I want you to tip from the hip and lean forwards. So if I do it slightly side on, we've got that little bend in the knee. And we're just going to tip forwards, get your fingertips to the floor and back up. So we're slowly leaning down into that movement and then back up. Slowly down and back up. Okay? So it's like a really slow deadlift. But now as we get to the bottom, I want you to hold it for the count of 2. So you come down, 1, 2, and then back up. And then we'll bring it down slowly, get to that bottom position, 1, 2, and back up. Keep it going. This time hold it for 3. 1, 2, 3. Good. Let's make it 4 this time. Every rep we're going to add an extra count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Bring it up. Let's take it back down. If you feel like you need to take your feet wider because you're loosening out, go for it. So we're going to hold it for 5 this time. 3, 4, 5. Good. Then we'll go for 6. As you might see, I'm getting the back of my hand to the floor. That's just where I feel like that's my range, that's my comfort point. If you want fingertips, you hold it there. 4, 5, 6. Up we go. So let's take it a little bit wider if you can. And let's come down, hold it for 7. Of course, if you want to take it down so you get your arms down to the floor, do that instead. 4, 5, 6, 7. Bring it back up. I'm not sure whether I'm trying to do this stretch or my towel is actually moving under me. Either way, let's go down for 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bring it back up. Come on, 2 more. Let's get 9 and 10. So we'll bring it down. Hold that stretch. Low as you're comfortable to go. Down by the floor. 9. And bring it back up. And then we'll get 1 more. So slowly down. Stretch into it. Come on. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Bring it back up. If your feet have gone wide, step it back into the middle. Now what I'd like you to do, we're going to stand with your right foot slightly forwards. We're going to bend your knee, slide into it, and just bring yourself down to reach towards that right foot. Keeping the right leg straight as you can. So from here, as we really kind of arch and drop into it, pull yourself in. We're trying to feel that stretch. If I turn it around, we're trying to get that stretch through the back of the leg. Okay? Your left leg is holding you for support. Your right leg is the one that's stretching. And then bring it down. Let's stand it up slowly. Let's turn it around. So we've got your left foot out in front. Your right leg is bent. And we slide down onto that stretch. And we come down nice and low. Still keeping that front leg straight as you can. Reach as low as you can. Pull into that stretch. Find your range. Breathe. Relax into it. And then bend your knee, stand yourself up. And I'd like you to come down to kneeling, please. So as we kneel down, we're going to go knees under your hips, hands under your shoulders. We're going to arch your back up and over, tuck your chin into your chest. Get that bit of a stretch through the upper back. Just let it all feel like it's pulling out. Push your hands and shoulders forwards. And then relax it. Roll your hip back. Drop your tummy down. Arch your back. Lift your chest. And look up. Feel it stretch through the abs, through the front of the tummy. And then bring your chin down to your chest, arch yourself up and over it again, tuck your hips in nice and tight. Really round yourself into this. And then drop your hips back, lift your chest, look up, arch your back. Feel that stretch, pull through. And then we're going to drop your hips back towards your heels. As you drop your hip to your heel, I want you to slide your hands down in front of you. We're going to come down to a child's pose. Chest down by your knees, head down by the floor. all the time. Your focus is to keep your hip as close to your heel as you can. Just let it feel like it's pulling through the lower back, round the shoulders and the upper back. Letting all that tension just drop out. Hold it here for a few seconds. And then we're going to keep your left hand in place. We're going to take your right hand underneath. Turn your shoulders, turn your head. Still keep your hips down by your heels. So we can keep that stretch through the lower back. Start to open up the spine. Make sure you still breathe. Just relax into it. And then come back to the center. Take your hands out in front. Back to that child's pose. Quick stretch here. And then we're going to take that right hand, keep it in place. Your left hand goes underneath. Head and shoulders down to the floor. Hips back by the heel still. So we get that twist through the lower back. We get that stretch. Just relax. Just relax. And then one last time here, bring it back to the center, push your hands forwards. Drop into that child's pose. And then slowly sit yourself up, bring your hands back in towards you. We're going to come forwards. We're going to have your hands under your shoulders on the floor. And we're going to come up to a full press up or plank or long plank position. And what I'd like you to do is to just lift yourself up. Lift your hips up, push your heels back towards the floor. Let it stretch through the hamstrings, through the calf. If you need to make it stretch more, bring your hands closer to you. Try and get your heels to the floor. And then push yourself forwards. Drop your hips down. And just get into that stretch, that cobra stretch. Knees down, hips down low. Lift your chest. So we stretch the front of the hip, a little bit for the front of the thigh. Push your toes down into the floor, bring yourself back up. Push back. Get your heels towards the ground. And then bring it forwards again. Lower yourself down, knees to the floor, hips down. Shoulders back, chest lifted. Let it stretch through the front of the hip, a little bit into the front of the thigh. And we'll do it one last time. So push your toes into the ground. Bring yourself up and back. Try and get your heels to the ground. Stretch through the calf, stretch through the hamstring. Head down, hips up. Keep your legs as straight as you can for another 3, 2, 1. And bring it forward, slowly control it, come down, knees to the ground. Try and get your hips down. Head up, chest lifted. Push your hip forwards. Squeeze your glutes to drive your hip forward a bit more. And then come back to all fours. From this position, we're going to keep your hands on the floor. We're going to keep your right knee on the floor. Your left foot, bring it forwards. Bring your left foot up by your left hand. Right hand still on the floor. I want you to twist your left hand up. Look round to it. Look up towards that left hand. And then slowly bring it down. And then let's take that left foot back. Bring your right foot forwards so we can open the hips up here. Left hand on the floor. Right hand up. Look up towards it. And then bring that hand back down. Take your right knee back. Left foot forwards. We're going to do each side once more. So you keep that foot up by your hand, and then take your hand up high, twist into it. The further back your hand goes, the further back you've got to turn to look to it. Let it stretch and work through the hip, through the glutes, and then slowly bring it down. Take it back, change sides. Right foot by your right hand. Get yourself stable. Right hand up and back. Turn around to look at it. Still keep your hips pushed forwards. And then bring it back to the center. Back to all fours. And then we're going to turn it. We're going to lie down on your back. When you lie down, push your hands one way, your feet the other. A long, flat, straight stretch through the body. Just stay here for a moment. Just let the body stretch out. Just imagine you're being pulled. Your hands are being pulled in one direction. Your feet are being pulled in the other. Making you as long as you can be. And then pull your right knee towards your chest. Use your hands, pull it in nice and tight, nice and close. Get that stretch through the back of the leg slightly, through the glutes, through the bum. Get that stretch. A little bit of lower back as well. And then keeping that knee bent, we're going to take your right knee across the body towards the floor. But keep your head and shoulders down on the ground as well. Ah, there we go. Purple Rain, one of my favourite songs. Head and shoulders down. Look towards your right hand. So you're twisting across the body. And then slowly bring yourself back to the center. And let's take your right foot up above you. Straighten the leg. Pull on the hamstring or pull on the calf, but try not to pull on the back of the knee itself. Pull that leg in tight. Let it stretch through the back of the leg. And as much as possible, try and keep your hip down against the ground. So you're not really arching back over. Your hip is down, it's a controlled stretch. Should feel it on the back of the thigh, back of the leg. And then bend your knee. We're going to take your left foot to the floor, your right foot onto your left knee. Just pick your leg up so we can get a bit of a stretch to the outside of the glutes. If you want to make this stretch deeper, with your right hand, push your right knee away from you as you pull your left knee in. And then you should really feel this stretch across the back of the glutes, back of the hip. If you want to make that stretch work a little extra, start to rock back and forth. You'll feel that stretch get tighter, and then relax a little. Open that stretch, relax. And then bring your left foot to the floor. Bring your right foot down. And we're going to pull your left knee towards your chest. Pull it in tight. So we're opening that stretch off the back of the glutes here, a little bit off the back of the thigh. And then take your left knee across the body. Try and get your knee to the floor. Keep your head and shoulders on the floor as much as you can. And look over towards your left hand. Just let it stretch through the hip and the lower back. And then take you back to the center. And let's take that left foot up above you. Straighten the leg. Same as we did before. Hold your hamstring or the calf, but not the knee. Pull that leg in. Keep your hips down against the ground. Feel that stretch. Back of the thigh. Just a few seconds more. And then bring it down. We're going to do a right knee. So your foot's on the floor. Put your leg across you. And then pick that right knee up so we get that stretch off the back of the left hip. Same as we did earlier, to make the stretch deeper if you want. Now it's your left hand against the top of the left knee. Push your knee away from you, as with your right hand, you pull your right leg towards you. And again, same as earlier, you can roll into that stretch, pause, roll out, roll up, little pause, and back. And you should find, hopefully, each time you roll up, you can go a little bit further. As we tell that muscle, it can relax, it can stretch, it's okay. It can move more. One more. And then bring your foot down. Bring your other foot down. Slowly sit yourself up. And when you come back up to the top, give yourself a little round of applause. Thank you very much for spending the last 20 minutes or so with me just to stretch out and release everything. I look forward to seeing you in classes for the rest of the week. Thank you very much, guys. See you later. Bye-bye.